not need to practice and such things. Well, I think it was pretty evident practice was necessary. So, back into the match, we have our captain's mode for Team Critical. Our first ban by Midnight Gaming is Coddle. I guess they saw the damage that was done, or, well, wait a minute. No, Team Crit, I don't think they picked.
No, they didn't have the keeper. They had... oh, there goes the Bat Rider, though.
That's interesting. The first two picks from the previous matches, they are the first two to be banned.
All right.
Ooh, Undying's been banned. Interesting ban by Midnight Gaming. I wonder what kind of build they're going for. Okay, so first pick for Midnight Gaming is a Magnus. Definitely great in those team battles with his Shockwave, his Skewer, and of course the Reverse Polarity. It's one of the devastating alts, and I'm sure they're going to pick another hero to complement that alt. Maybe have a Wombo combo, as they call it.
Oh, the Wombo combo. Beware of the Wombo combo. So Rubric is great because, you know what I really want to see this match? I want to see Rubric doing a Reverse Polarity. That will make me happy. His skinny magical ass running people over. That would be fun. Accompanied by a Life Stealer, which is...
very popular pick I've seen in the previous matches. I remember the first week that we were casting, I think Lifesteer was picked every match by various teams. So pretty sure Team Critical is going to make a good use out of Lifestealer. I'd like to see now Midnight Gaming. We did miss one thing. Team Critical, they have picked Neeks Assassin as their second ban.
Yeah.
We're waiting Midnight Gaming's second pick.
Yeah. So I enjoy a good Life Stealer. I think I mentioned it in the other cast, but I've seen some amazing Life Stealers before, and he can also be a jerk, right? You can gang up on him. Everybody's gonna go doom in, and he'll piss through the other team and then disappear into one of the creeps, and that's frustrating. So,
well, it's not just the disappearing act into the creeps that I appreciate, but like whenever I've played with Lifestealer on my team, like, you know, I tend to play a lot of the Invis heroes. Particularly, I'm a big fan of Bounty Hunter. I love that hero. So, you know, usually the strategy I've seen played, like, you know, with whenever you have an Invis hero is Lifestealer, he would use his ult, he would use his Infest, stay on Bounty Hunter, and, you know, you get close enough, he opens up on him, and it's just a huge nuke of damage, and usually it's pretty successful, actually. It's pretty awesome. So,
absolutely.
Going back to the picks.
Into our picks, yeah. We see a Bane and a Lion join Midnight, which I really enjoy a good Lion. I've been playing him a lot recently when I have the selection. So I'll go after a Lion because that finger,
that finger.
It's such a good finger. And then we got a Dark Seer for Team Critical. So we saw that in the last match, as brief as it was, a really solid Dark Seer who was able to do a lot of harassment and some kills. I mean, we saw him get those kills. So
if anybody was watching the previous match, one thing I did note for that Dark Seer was his handle on the creeps. Like, he was just taking out the farm, and Jakiro would have the idea to, like, try and take him down, and you saw, like, Jakiro, you got killed, I think 3 times by that Dark Seer, so it's pretty good. So, you know, there's one hero you totally missed. I was wondering if you were going to comment on him. He was another one of the heroes you play quite a bit, and that's Bane.
Oh, Bane. See, I play support too often. I love being carry, but I play support. And Bane, yeah, very satisfying because one-on-one, he encounters a hero, I guess, at lower levels. And he just screws them over with those fingers that come out of the ground there, his grip, right? So that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Just looking over on the left-hand side, the third and fourth bans for Team Critical are the Queen of Pain and Phantom Lancer. And for the third, fourth, fifth bans for Midnight Gaming, we have Tidehunter being removed, one of my favorite heroes, Disruptor, and last but not least, Tinker. So they're really taking away these a lot of the pushing heroes that are really effective at pushing back lanes. You know, of course, Coddle being one of them. Tinker being another. Undying is actually pretty good, I think, and of course Phantom Lancer. And the final ban for Team Critical, Faceless Void.
That's just his. If you leave him alone too long,
GG.
Discussion with somebody else. Yeah, total GG. I was having a discussion with someone a couple days ago, talking about who, if you were soloing, would just completely destroy as a hard carry. And Faceless is just nasty. But that's that Chrono, right? Chrono goes up and son of a
But
bitch.
hey, it's got to be a good Chrono because it's one of those spells that could help your team or screw your team. And I've seen it many, many times.
Yeah. In fact, I think it features quite often on fails of the week when you see an epic fail of a Chrono go up, completely stops a team, and then maybe Bane will join in, and on the other team rather, and he'll send off his ult, and it just ricochets through the Chronoed opposite team, and is a complete turnaround. Oops.
I think one of the classic fails I've seen. It's not going to happen in this case, but it was trying to remember the team comp. It had Faceless Void on one end, and it had Rubik on another. And Rubik actually had stolen the Chronosphere, so Faceless had unloaded his Chronosphere and he hit the guy a couple of times. And then Rubik on the same team, on the opposing team, cast his Chronosphere that he stole, but Chronosphere doesn't work on Faceless Void, so he just kept on hitting the guys and. It's a team wipe, so pretty interesting. So going back up to the fourth picks for both Team Critical and Midnight Gaming, we have Sand King, and for Midnight Gaming, we have one of my favorites, as I mentioned a moment ago, Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, one of your favorites, Bounty Hunter, and one of my favorites, Sand King. I love playing Sand King. He's a great guy. So especially if he's played well and he can dodge a lot of those nukes by timing his Sandstorm properly. So I'm pretty sure it's within a couple, like the first half second or something, milliseconds after activating his Sandstorm, he gets kind of an invulnerability. So if Luna comes up and she's going to try and fry him, or Lion, for example, I think a well-timed Sandstorm can completely negate that.
It definitely can negate, I think, Bane's moves, Bounty Hunter's moves, Lion. One thing I would like to point out, though, Bounty Hunter, a lot of people, they don't know this, the Shuriken Toss actually can break, spells that are being cast, that are being channeled rather. So, Sand King actually goes in there and he has this pulsating epicenter going on. If I think Bounty Hunter, he tosses that, I think it can negate his ult. I'm not exactly sure, but for a final pick for Midnight Gaming, we have Garocopter. Is definitely an awesome hero, one of my favorites. He's going to probably play a significant role. It's a very interesting team comp for Midnight Gaming. What do you think of it?
Well, let's see. So we got the Magnus, who's some tanky AoE stun. We've got the isolation and the stun from Bane. Lion, who is a fairly solid support, able to take out quickly whoever Bane might be stunning, perhaps, because you can easily nightmare one of the low level, say the Darkseer, who doesn't have a lot of health, and then whittle down the other team members, and just before a nightmare is about to go off, Lion can execute him, because you wouldn't want anybody on your team obviously to target that nightmare, because then they're going to get screwed.
Wait a minute, did you say execute or fingered?
Well, they mean the same thing, don't they? I
just figured like you feel like the finger of death, right?
Yeah. So Darkseer, he gets shut down because of the nightmare, which is it can be a blessing and it can be a real curse. A Lion comes in, you get one free spell to use against that person who's been nightmared. Lion fries him, and as you whittle down the rest of the team members, I mean I see that as a really effective team fight. Plus Magnus, Bounty Hunter, who can do some crazy damage. Gyrocopter with his ridiculous amount of burst damage. Now we saw the Windrunner go in on the other team, so we've got a hard carry, we've got the support semi-support carry of Windrunner, depending on how they're going to play her. I see her as kind of taking on a what type of role based on this?
Probably more of a support pushing role, I'm thinking. For Windrunner, because their bread and butter for carry obviously is going to be, I think, Lifestealer in this match. But I'm going to have to give the advantage, not the advantage, but I really like the Team Critical over Midnight Gaming. It's definitely a strong composition that they have going on here. So with that said, in about a couple of moments, we will be beginning our match. And this is definitely going to be looking pretty good. But just to point out, I think... there he is. Okay, so all our heroes have been picked.
Yep.
This is a 5 versus 5 game, unlike the previous match. And we have a quick piss.
All right, we're going to pause for a piss. That's reasonable, but that gives us time to discuss who will be playing which character. And I think that's why the last match ended so quickly, because we didn't articulate who would be playing who. Oh, yeah. So we've got Wind Pulse, who's going to be playing our Darkseer. Rakasan will be the Lifestealer, so we'll have seen some interesting plays out of him, hopefully. This is the dire side, by the way. I should have enunciated that prior. Empyrean is going to take over Rubric, and Easy is going to be our Windrunner.
Did you get Wind Pulse?
Pardon me?
Wind Pulse for Darkseer. Okay, yeah. So on the MTG side, Tudge is going to be played by Bane. Bishmar is playing Magnus. Admiral Chow is going to be playing Gyrocopter. Infernalit is going to be playing Bounty Hunter. And what was that? Roxen is going to be playing Lion.
All right. Sounds good.
And oh my gosh, look at all the sketching that's going on. I see OS mid. Okay, so moving up down to the bottom lane, we have a tri-lane being formed by the Dire. The Radiant are rushing up with a 4-team push, looking to get that rune. I don't know if Darkseer has any idea what's going on, but something very interesting is happening here. We have a push by Team Crit looking to flank behind MTG. They're rushing in, going after Darkseer. And it's really interesting. I don't see Crit making a move. They're backing up towards the tower. And look at this! 4 of MTG retreating from a solo Darkseer, but it looks like he's going to get his now. Ward's been set, and we have a lot of action being taken place here. When Darkseer is almost down, vacuumed up. Magnus is on the ledge there. Darkseer moving back. We have Gyrocopter. He's taking significant damage. Lion with the stun, with the Earth Spike. And Lion, he's looking to backtrack. Windrunner misses that power shot, but there's the Burrow Strike. First blood. Lion has been taken down. Who's this? Rubik, he's been stunned. Gyrocopter making his retreat back. There's enough mana for another Burrow Strike, and there goes Sand King for a double kill. Wow. Well done. Bane making his way back. Rubik and Windrunner going back to their lanes. Very, very exciting.
That was one of the most effective I mean, it wasn't outstanding, but I thought it was very effective use of Rubik's telekinesis to shut down the Magnus really, really early by putting him on top of the ledge there. I mean, they needed him bad, and obviously they must have planned it that way. They thought, okay, we're going to command this fight right beside the ledge, and we're going to do that. Now we noticed that there's still a little bit of aggression as that tri-lane versus tri-lane is still going bot. So
definitely going on. Sand King making his move against Bane. Bane moving back. Wow, yeah, this is definitely going to be an interesting lane, to see where a lot of the action is. And just going to go back up top right now, we have Bounty Hunter going against Lifestealer, and mid lane Magnus versus Darkseer. And going back down to the bottom lane, we do have a little game of cat and mouse being played by both teams right now, looking for some type of advantage to strike.
Yeah, so I'm wondering with that Darkseer mid, they're obviously going to try and get him as farmed as quickly as possible so that they start owning in team fights. Putting a lot of their money on him, hoping that he'll get as crazy as possible. Meanwhile, just both teams will be letting their hard carries sit top and collect all the experience possible. So
like to see
how that pays out.
Like to point our viewers to the counter warding that's being taken place. Sand King with the Burrow Strike. Bane puts Sand King into a nightmare. Gyrocopter taking significant damage. He's backing up, not far enough. Nope. Windrunner gets her first kill of the match, and it looks to be MTG backing off for the moment.
Yeah, they struggled in that one. Some decent use of abilities in there. Rubik, I'm impressed with Rubik's play so far.
Yeah, very good so far. Very well, like you mentioned with the telekinesis, is very nicely done. Going back up to top, Bounty Hunter is taking some pressure from Nake's. Lifestealer. Going back down to mid lane, Magnus still going against Darkseer. Darkseer is, what are we looking at right now?
In terms of last hits, Darkseer is commanding with that. As he tends to do, because that Ion just so good at pushing and getting him that far. Lifestealer and Windrunner are leading with 13 and 10 respectively. So they're continuing to farm very quite strong, which gives the Dire that extra little bit of a boost. So they're looking at about 2,000 or so XP lead and 2,000 gold.
Speaking of a boost, Lifestealer getting his first kill over Bounty Hunter. That's definitely a boost. Going back down to the bottom lane, a lot of counter warding being taken place. Bane with Nightmare on Rubric. He's been taken out. Lion with Earth Spike on Sand King. Homing Missile coming in on Rubric. Sandstorm being brought up. And it looks again that MTG is being pushed back.
Yeah, playing it safe after what they've seen. They're already losing by 4 kills or 4 minutes into the game, so that's not particularly positive for them. So playing it cautious, I think, is the name of the game. That's what our last match against Crit, I think that was one of their problems.
Yeah, the Fruit Sensation wasn't safe enough. We do have Darkseer going in for a double damage rune. Let's see if he's going to do anything with that. It's bottled for now. We will keep you posted with that. Going back down to the bottom lane where a lot of the action's being taken place. The game of cat and mouse is still taking place. We have Bounty Hunter up to almost level 5 going against Lifestealer, almost taking him down. But it doesn't look to be enough mana to do any more damage. Going back down to the bottom, we do have a power shot. Gyrocopter has been taken out, and that's a 5-0 lead for Team Crit.
Damn. Wow. They're synergizing their abilities quite effectively. Now they're going to try...
Look at the Sand King coming in. Burrow Strikes, Bane, and with the shot, taking out Lion. He's going down. Bane has no choice to go backwards. Let's see if they can do anything else with this. They're all really short on mana. We might be able to get a power shot off by Windrunner. She fires. He's down. Bane's taken out easy. Killing spree. Windrunner being very effective in this match. And going against Rubric is Gyrocopter, almost taking him out. And now it's Team Crit making the retreat. And MTG making an offensive push. But Gyrocopter better be careful because Sand King is manning up. And there is Rubric. He's been taken down by Gyrocopter. And it looks like Team Crit has no choice but to retreat.
Yeah. It looked as though I think they hesitated there for a moment, and that was just a moment too long after Bane went in for reinforce. Because that brain sap is just really unfortunate early game when it does crazy amounts of damage if leveled quickly, and shutting down team fights by just drastic amounts of health being lost. I know I've played a couple Banes where I'm able to get a few kills by solo laning, maybe top I think it was once, and just owning with kills because the brain sap very, very, very strong, especially with a soul ring in there to reinforce it. So
definitely pretty.
Maybe they should have run a little bit harder. That hesitation, I think, cost them the Rurik.
Definitely, absolutely. We have Darkseer going again for bottling another illusion rune this time, and with Team Crit coming back down is Windrunner, Sand King, and Rubric. It looks like there's some activity going on here. Rubric's making his way over to mid lane towards where Magnus is, and we've just gone back down to tri-lane on bottom with Lion, Gyrocopter, and Bane holding off Team Crit's push. Now going back up to mid, there's Darkseer now under some significant pressure, but it doesn't look like anything's going to come out of it. Rubric's making his way back down to bottom lane.
No, he's playing. Darkseer's playing pretty confident. Oh, took a bit of damage there, and it shut down his regen from the bottle. But still very confident. He has no problem running in, doing his damage, using his Ion, which is maxed out levels, to harass that Magnus.
And going back down to bottom lane, Gyrocopter in a little bit of trouble under some heat against that damaging Windrunner power shot. Such a pain in the ass when you can't see it coming. We have Rubric making his way over back down to the bottom lane, and MTG, they're retreating back down to the tower. It's going to be really interesting to see how this match is unfolding. I mean, Team Crit definitely has a kill advantage at the moment with the way things are going in this match, but it's still anybody's game. It's still early.
Perhaps, yeah, some effective plays. We noticed that there's a ton of damage going off on that Magnus. He was just getting whittled down if we go mid because of that Ion Shell. Just unfortunately effective, but he's going to bottle up and then run back to try and face up against the Darkseer. Darkseer has just not had a lot of health, and he is running low on mana now, so it's going to be hard for him to do a lot of pushing because he's running out. But he's already got the Arcane Boots, so mana's on a consistent supply, and He's going to go top. They're going to try.
Look at this, Darkseer. He's doing a really good job with the runes. That's his 3rd rune, I believe, in a row, or 4th. He just picked up a regen, and that mana you were just mentioning about, it's capped now for sure.
You know, it's interesting. I'm noticing that Team Crit. Wait a second. Team Crit. I remember from last game. It was Crappy Poo who played on Team Crit as their Darkseer. Now, we'll notice again that it's not Crappy Poo this time, it's Windpulse. I'm not even seeing Crappy Poo.
Oh, just to bring your attention down to the bottom lane, Bane is under significant pressure. He's been taken out by that dominating Windrunner. Sand King just got hit by a homing missile, but it's not enough to save Bane. That is bad news for MTG.
Yeah, this is turning into more and more of a commandable lead. You know, something I like to do is just look up and you see the health bars, and we see, even if that is any sort of indication of anything, probably not, health bars significantly weaker for MTG. It is just kind of a funny little reflection. Now, mid, we've got a Darkseer who's trying to put on a little bit of harassment, but Bounty Hunter comes, and he's got his Invis. He's going to try and take down that Darkseer. He's got the trick on him.
Lion's down, just taken down in bottom lane, hit by that power shot combination with a Burrow Strike by Sand King. And Sand King and Windrunner, we're looking at 2 dominating heroes early within less than 10 minutes into the match.
Wow, and I'm just watching this Darkseer mid. If we go back mid, he cast the speed and was able to escape from an attempted counter gank of Magnus, who used his ult on against Darkseer and Bounty, trying to get that kill. Not successful.
Now, I'd like to point our viewers down to the bottom lane here, if I may, for a second here, Trevor, is there is Bounty Hunter, and this is going to be his time to shine, but it's looking pretty dim for him right now because he's been revealed with that Shadow Walk wearing off. So now Team Crit is very well aware that Bounty Hunter is on the bottom lane, and I'm sure, yes, if he's not careful, I don't know if he knows this, but there is a sentry ward there, and they can see him. So if he gets too close, Bounty Hunter's going to be in a lot of trouble. So now we have Gyrocopter hitting Rubric with a homing missile, Nightmare on Darkseer. We have Sand King Burrow striking out of there. Bounty Hunter's just been pawned by Windrunner. That's a mega kill streak. We have MTG retreating, but it's not going to be enough. We have Gyrocopter being taken down. That combination with that power shot and the Burrow Strike by Sand King and Windrunner is just too formidable. It's just too powerful. What do you think, Trevor?
Oh, I think that this game is wrapping up really quickly. I was just watching Lion, wondering, okay, Lion, where are some of your stronger abilities? Not going to happen. And now Rubric, low health, but still surviving.
Oh, the two.
Magnus is chasing him to death. So Rubric gets out of there, no problem. Lion
taken down. This is the bottom lane from hell for MTG. They're in all sorts of trouble. Windrunner, though, I don't think she's going to be able to escape this homing missile. She can pull her way out of this one. There it is. And boom! Good night. That's all she wrote. That mega kill streak is no more. I apologize. Unstoppable streak has been stopped.
Well, anyway, I guess how many of them did it take? Four heroes, I think, before he died. Because Bounty was there. Oh, and so was Lion. So 4 heroes to bring down a Windrunner.
Wow.
That's not a positive start to the game.
And you really have to appreciate the warding that Team Crit is doing. Like, they're really holding it down. Like, I don't know if our viewers can see this right now, but there was a ward in the jungle, and they have 2 in the actual lane itself. So they're really they're being consistent with the wards, and I think that's really helping them out quite a bit.
Yep.
In this match. And now we have Gyrocopter in a significant trouble. That power shot, Burrow Strike combo's just too deadly. Gyrocopter going down again, even with his ultimate there, it's still not going to be enough. And Sand King just chilling in his little sandstorm there.
Chilling in the storm, yep, I like that. I enjoy that sandstorm. That's interesting, he hasn't got any caustic finale. I guess I'm
back to mid lane, sorry for interrupting. We have Darkseer being killed by Bounty Hunter and Magnus, and yeah, I think maybe Darkseer got a little too confident. Going back down to the bottom lane, we still have this tri-lane being made by Team Crit with that amazing combo that Windrunner and Sand King are making out of this. It's fantastic, and we have an ult made by Sand King with that epicenter, taking out Lion, and it looks to be possibly taking out Gyrocopter, Bane, he's in a lot of trouble. Windrunner dashing forward, taking out Bane. Well played by Team Crit. So strong.
Yeah, this Burrow Strike is just destroying. That stun is nasty. It does quite a bit of damage. And that stun, oh, gross. So poor Gyro is just fleeing for his life, but that's not going to happen.
With the creeps there, there's no tower protection. Rubrik, he's going down. Good night. Oh, no, possibly he's not going to be going down.
There he goes.
There he goes. Yes, there he is. And we have Windrunner. She's under a Nightmare spell right now. It does look like there could be a possible counter. Windrunner's backing off with Darkseer with assistance. Lion is up there as well. They are trying to push Team Crit back, but they better be careful. Windrunner with that Mist Shackle.
Oh,
what a heal. Well played by Easy. Windrunner is doing very well and staying alive. It's nothing more frustrating when you think you got a player killed and they pull one out like that with a mechanism. Well played.
Yeah, that was some serious timing. And the Burrow Strike there, I'm enjoying these Burrow Strikes. They seem to be good angles to really reinforce the team, whether it's for kills or whether it's for escapes like we just saw. So.
Yeah, I'd just like to point our attention up to the top with a homing missile going in on Nyx. I keep thinking Nyx. Life Stealer. He has an armlet right now, and one thing that MTG may pay for is just letting this Life Stealer farm away up top.
Yeah, that hand of Midas makes him really gross because he's going to start growing far too quickly. And I'm just checking. For the first time, I'm going to be checking our hero levels, and we unfortunately see far too many for our Dire, or for our Radiant too low. And look at, if we're looking top still, Gyrocopter just melts underneath the level 12 Life Stealer. He didn't really have a chance. And then going bot again, we see that the team, oh, well, they're backing off now, so that's not very exciting.
And look at this top lane, Life Stealer just pounding away tower after tower, being left unopposed by MTG. We do have one player teleporting in, and that's Bane, but it's still not going to be enough, really. Damage has been done. Tier 2 tower's been taken out on top lane, and they do have one Rax that's going to be under threat pretty soon if this is if Life Stealer's left to his own devices.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. And Bane doesn't even have ult yet. He's level 5, so that makes him really difficult to be effective against someone at such high levels compared to him. Now, Magnus is suffering. He's running for his life, but that's not enough compared to the slow of Life Stealer, who's just nom 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 as he tries to run away. No,
and it does look like Magnus is going to get away. Fortunately for him, Darkseer, no choice, and Lifesteer to back off. Down on the bottom lane, we have a smoke that's been cast just a moment ago, and we have Sand King, Rubrik, and Windrunner making their push towards mid. We have Darkseer with double damage that he just unbottled. And now this is going to be a pretty nasty fight if they're not careful here. Bounty Hunter, he's shadow walking, going in. He does see Team Crit. And, oh, we have a Sentry Ward being placed. Bounty Hunter's caught with his pants down. He's going to be possibly taken out. Alt, Rubik pulling out. Oh, my God, we have so much action happening here. Everybody's dying. Bounty Hunter's been killed. We have Rubik. He's been taken down. Bane's been taken down. Wow, Lion, what carnage. MTG pretty much team wipe, and that is it for them. And they are under significant trouble now. 23-5 is the score for Team Crit over MTG. If they're going to turn it around, MTG really has to reevaluate their strategies.
I don't know. I think it would take a tremendous cock-up by the Team Crit in order for them to have a chance. They've applied some serious aggression, and I think they were just outplaying. Like, what we were seeing was really, really strong, consistently from the original tri lane all the way through. So,
and it's the preparation by Team Crit too that you have to appreciate. They know that they have an invis. They're going against an invis hero such as Bounty Hunter, and they didn't let them have their way with that. With the Sentry Wards, they caught Bounty Hunter with his pants down, like I was saying a moment ago, so that took him out. And just bringing our attention back up to mid lane, Lion has been taken out by Team Crit. Life Stealer, he is there backing up. Homing missile cast by Gyrocopter. It's not going to be able to do much, I don't think. Making his way around, possibly catching Darkseer maybe, but we have Sand King stunning Bane. Telekinesis on Magnus. Rubik, notice, has taken... what spell has he taken? I can't tell. I think it might be... reverse polarity.
Rubik has Shockwave right now.
Shockwave, yes.
Yeah. So that was a fun little engagement. Cost them a bounty hunter. That's unfortunate because bounty hunter just can't even compete with all the levels of the Dire right now.
That says a lot too. You know, he was a solo lane for the first 10 minutes of this match.
Yeah, but it didn't give him nearly enough. I mean, his 22 last hits. So that's awful.
Magnus looks to be taken out by a power shot by Windrunner. She's on a killing spree again. We have Gyrocopter under significant trouble. Darkseer just melting everybody away with that Ion Shell. Fantastic play once again by Team Crit. Awesome.
Yeah, there's a GG.
That is a GG.
That Ion, when you're fighting against opponents who are such low levels, then the Ion's just going to melt you, right? It's very little against that speedy little bugger as he runs around there, reinforcing his team. It's hard to defend against that.
Definitely. Darkseer, you're looking at him right now. He's level 13. On the highest level, well, they're all disconnecting right now, but gosh, Lion, he was level 5. Bane, I think you were saying a moment ago, he was level 5. I mean, this is one of the consequences, I think, any player that's watching this match right now, like when you have a tri lane and it goes belly up on you like this is what happens. You have out-leveled heroes. So
yeah. And everything that they've been doing has been effective so far. So, and I'm wondering, I think we're seeing some solid plays by Crit. And they obviously are taking their matches really, really effectively, but it's
a little bit of trash talk by Team Crit right now by Rurika. It's just for a little bit of drama. I like this. GG, Scrub. And then response, not what your mama said last night, Scrub. And a little bit of trash talking. This could make for an interesting rematch maybe one of these days.
Doesn't it, though?
Good game.
Well, that, I think, is wrapped up our second tier match of the evening. It looks as though they're going to play it out. The Lion and the Magnus are still in this one, so